Okay guys, in this series we're going to be focused on the closed guard. This game is, I've been working on a lot, especially in brown and black belt, because the more advanced your opponents are, you're going to have more than one game. I think the half guard and the closed guard really complement each other, and it's really easy to combine the two of them. In this series we're going to be working omoplatas, back takes, wrist locks, arm bars, chokes, everything. We're going to cover everything that I do in my closed guard game. So I'm sure you're going to like it, and let's get started. Okay guys, the first move we're going to work on the series here for our closed guard series is going to be a cross choke from the closed guard. Let's do it full speed and then we're going to break it down. Let's break it down, guys. So here, when I'm going to open up this lapel, I want to pass it around to my opposite hand. So 1, 2, I'm going to get this grip. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to grab his lapel, just like a baseball bat grip. Here, and I want to make this small part of his lapel touch the back of his neck. I'm going to take my left hand now, I'm going to palm the side of his head, and I'm going to open my arm up, and I'm going to bring it over to the other side of his neck. There's got to be really good pressure. So when I'm in this position here, if he pops his head up, what I want to do is I want to let go a little bit of the slack on his gi. My hand is going to come over to his opposite lapel. There's going to be a little pocket of space here. Once I come in, I want to pull both of my elbows down, wrists tight. The other option I have from here, guys, is look, if his head is up, I'm going to go 1, 2, I've got to bring my hips over. My left hand is going to grab into this pocket, and I've got to bring my hips over at the same time, and I'm going to try to bring my elbow into the ground. Let's take a look from one more angle, guys. So same idea. I'm passing his lapel up to my opposite hand, making the baseball bat grip on the back of his neck. I'm going to palm his head, bringing my elbow in. If I don't seem like I can go over to the other side, my left hand here, guys, I'm going to turn around so you guys can get a good angle, is going to come into this pocket. 1, 2. Look, nice, tight with my elbows. If his head does pop up, I can bring my hips over. I'm going to make the pocket right in his gi here, and I want to bring my hips over to the other side. Just like that, guys. Nice job. Guys, the next position we're going to work in this series is the Bravo choke from the closed guard. This works great in combination with the first move that I showed. I've had a ton of success with this in competition. It's one of my favorite techniques. So hopefully I can teach you guys a couple sneaky details that are going to make this technique work for you. Let's do it full speed first, and then let's break it down. Okay guys, let's break it down. So, when I'm in the closed guard, I'm going to do the same grip. 1, 2, I'm going to come into here, I'm going to get my baseball bat grip right in the back of his neck. I want to have this space of the lapel touching the back of his neck. So just like the first technique, when I palm his head into this space, I want to open this lapel up here, my elbow up, to make a lot of pressure on the side of his neck to force him to put his hand on my elbow. So once he decides to defend here, what I've got to do is look, I've got to knee him right in the back of the tricep, and I want to scoop my butt in this direction at the same time. So it's got to be simultaneous. I got to go 1, 2. Now I'm going to have a good angle to bring his body or his arm across my body, and I can slide my hips out the back. So I can have a good grip here to choke. So we'll slide over so you guys can see. 1, hold the back of the head. and finish the choke. Show from one more angle. Same grip, guys. Pushing his head over, making a lot of pressure, opening my elbow up this way. When he puts his hand on my elbow, what I'm gonna do, same thing. I gotta knee him in the back of the arm and scoot my hips to the side at the same time. So watch, I knee, slide over, making sure that his elbow falls into this space. Grab the back of the head, finish my choke.
Wow, very nice choke, and man, I have seen you doing this so many times already.
One of my favorites.
Nice.
Okay guys, so the third choke we're gonna work is the Ezekiel choke. This works really good if the guy's stalling on you, and that can be a big problem when you're attacking these chokes. If the guy's just holding your hips, he's not trying to do much, it can get hard to get that space to choke the guy. So this is a great option. I haven't seen it before, so hopefully you guys haven't seen it either. Let's check it out. Let's break it down, guys. So now it's a little bit different than the first two options, okay? I'm gonna get into my grip, but I'm not gonna palm his head over to the other side and make that nice tight grip with my right hand. So when he's down, I'm gonna get into this position, I'm just gonna pass my first hand. So what I'm gonna do here, he's gonna be tight on my hips, he's gonna be nice and low. I just don't seem like I can get around his head to get into the first two chokes. So watch, I wanna open this up and my hand wants to go into this space. So we're gonna turn this a little bit so you guys can see. So watch, my hand wants to come into this pocket and I'm gonna grab under my arm. So 1, 2, now watch. The most important thing here, guys, is I'm not gonna be able to choke him, especially if my back is flat. I've gotta scoot my hips up towards you guys, here, and I wanna lock onto my gi this way, making a pocket on my arm. Here, now I can stretch him to finish my choke. Let's look at it from one more angle, guys. Another important detail too is when I'm here, if his head is over on this side, you're like, I can't get over. So guys, first thing, if his head is on the side that you want to choke, look, bring your feet to the ground and give a little bump and palm his head over. 1, 2. Now my hand can come into this space, and guys, I can't be flat on my back here. I've got to scoop my hips out, get my grip, start to stretch him, and finish the choke.
Well, this is like a really important position, especially when you're losing a match and like people try to stall on you, or like people like get inside of your guard and they just try to come to be down, hide their neck. Man, that's a great option.
Guys, I'm really excited to show you guys the next position. It's a position I call the corkscrew. You can do it from a couple different places. It's a back take. I prefer to do it from the close guard, but once you learn this move, you can apply it from a lot of different places. We're actually going to show a variation later in the series. It's off an arm lock, but you can do this from the half guard, the close guard. You can do it from many types of open guard too. So let's work on it from the close guard. I'm going to show it full speed, and then we're going to break it down. So let's break it down, guys. This works great in combination with the chokes because I'm already going to have this grip. I'm already going to have his gi open. So when I'm here, when I pass this to here, I make my grips. I can't say I don't have enough space to choke him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to come underneath his arm. I can use my knee to help me as well. Make that space. If he's tight with his arm, it could be tight for me to get my hand in here. So watch. Get my hips, I'm going to scoot out a little bit, I'm gonna bring my hand into the space and make my grip. Sometimes, guys, the grip is gonna be a little bit loose, so watch. Once I get it, I'm just gonna start to slide my hand up. We're gonna turn around so you guys can see what I'm gonna do. A lot of times in this position, the guy's gonna close this hand a little bit and he's probably gonna bring his foot up to try to kill my hips so I don't have a lot of motion here. But what's gonna happen when he brings this foot up, this is actually gonna give me a good lever to take his back. First, I wanna pop him up and I wanna slide my hand into here. Now I wanna use my foot, my back foot. I can either straighten my leg to get the space, or I can put my foot right on his hip. Now, this hand wants to go straight to his back leg. I can pop my head up this way, guys, and as I do, I'm gonna slide, put both my hooks, take the back. Let's take this up from one more angle. So guys, I'm gonna show it from this angle now. Watch what this hand is doing when it swims to his back leg. So, I get my grips. I wasn't able to work my chokes. I'm gonna knee, bring my hand into here, get my grip. He's gonna make his arm nice and tight here. He's gonna bring this up. It doesn't feel like I have a ton of hip motion. Watch, when I'm here, my hand into this space, I'll pull him forward, and once I get underneath him, that's when I'm gonna bring my foot to here. My hand is gonna either come to his pants or to the front of his ankle if I can get it. But if he's far, I'm gonna grab the pants. Here or here. So once I get in, start to invert, my head can come out this way. I'm gonna use my hand as a base to get a little bit of space, put both my hooks in, and get my points. Okay guys, next position we're going to work is an elbow lock. It works well in combination with the move that we just showed, the back take. What happens sometimes, if the guy gets a really good whizzer, you don't feel like you can get that pop to get up to his back. So this is a really good combination because the guy, he's thinking about defending the back, he's not expecting the arm lock. So let's do it once full speed, and then we'll work it from some different angles. So let's break it down, guys. There's going to be a lot of details in this move that are going to make a big difference on whether you finish the guy or whether he escapes. So once I get into my grips, I pass this under, start to go into my back take. He's going to do a real good whizzer here. So I don't feel like I can get underneath him, and he hasn't put this leg up, which will help me take the back. So watch, guys, I'm going to make a cup with my hand, pushing his neck. What I want to do is I want to scoop my hips at the back door, and I want to pinch one knee on top of his arm and one knee underneath. Right away. Once I get to here, guys, look, I'm going to cup his elbow. I want to pull this down to my neck, and now I want to make really good pressure on top of his shoulder. Once I get into this position, guys, I don't want to do this because he can turn his arm pretty easy here. If he's able to turn his arm, he's going to take the pressure off the arm lock. So watch, my head nice and tight to him. I don't want to have him too stretched out either. One, I'm going to grab onto his arm. What I want to do is I want to turn his arm and sit up and pull down at the same time. 1, 2. So let's look from one different angle. So same idea. We were attacking the back. I was able to pass the lapel underneath. He hooked my arm really well, and I just didn't feel like I could get underneath him. I'm using this hand as a cup. Scooting my hips out. We're going to turn around so you guys can see this as well. Making sure, guys, there's really good pressure. See how his shoulder is down and his arm is up at this angle? It never wants to be straight. This is going to be a good angle for me to finish the move. 1, 2. I'm going to come to my arm. Here. I want to sit up into him. As I bring this down, I want to think about bringing my body up in this direction. okay, to finish the arm lock. This is a variation I came up with to complement the move that we just did, the back take. If you get a big, strong guy and he's able to stand up while you have your grip, because sometimes you lock yourself into the position to take the back, the guy's so strong he can stand up, and it's going to be really hard for you to invert, while he's straight up on his feet. So this is an option that I came up with. If the guy is strong, he's able to stand up. So let's break it down here, guys. So first we're going to get into the grip that we've been working. Lapel underneath the arm to go to the basic back take. So once I get in here, if Cyborg's able to stand up, what I want to do right away is have my right hand ready to switch. What I don't want to do, guys, I don't want to lose contact with him. If he's able to put his hands on me, it's going to be hard for me to get close to him. So I try to get a grip right under here. Guys, I'm going to get Cyborg to turn so you can see what my foot's going to do. This is super important. My right foot, I want to bring my hips out and I want to put just my hook on the inside. I want to use this momentum to throw him forward and bring my back hook in. I have some options. If I have the space, I can jump right to his back. But if I can, guys, I like to keep this hook here in the back and start trying to sit down with my opponent to take the back. Let's do it once more, and this time I'm going to do a variation where I jump up onto his back. One, two. Now if I feel like I can get the space, guys, I can take my back hook and jump it into this space to get my 4 points and then to work the choke. Okay guys, now we're going to start getting into the arm lock attack. I've got a couple details that I've seen while I was in Brazil that have really affected the way that I do the arm lock from the guard. I'm going to show a couple different grips and a couple different hand positions I think are going to make a huge difference for your game. So let me do it once quick and then we're going to break down how to do it, and the details are really important in this move, guys. So let's break it down, guys. First things first, guys, my grip, okay? I never like to grab, this is the basic way everyone teaches arm lock. 1, 2, grab the back of the elbow here. There's nothing wrong with this, guys, but against a high-level person, this is going to be really tough. Especially you got a big, strong guy like Cyborg. If I do this grip, he's just going to pull his arm out. So what I like to do, guys, right away is look, I'm going to fold the gi here. I want to make a pocket for my hand. I don't want to grab like this. I want to really roll my fingers into this space here. So now if Cyborg tries to pull his arm away, I'm going to be connected to him. It's going to be very tough for him to get away. Guys, my left hand right away into his neck. What I want to do, no space. If I do this, guys, he's going to be able to pull his arm back, and then I'm going to start getting into trouble. So watch, my foot on his hip, nice and tight. As I start to bring my head over towards this way, the same way that his arm is pointing, I'm going to start to close the guard around his shoulder. The guy's natural reaction here is to punch his shoulder back into me. This. If I do that, I've lost my positioning already. So I'm going to use my left hand to maintain the distance. I want to take my knuckles and put them right on the side of his neck, right in his carotid artery. So when I go 1, and I lock this up, if he tries to push his shoulder back into me now, he can't, okay? Because he's going to be pushing in his neck into my hand. At the same time I lock this up, guys, I want to do a quick pull on his arm and a quick punch to the throat. I'm going to do a push and pull to get this over. Now look, I never let the guy get close to me. If I do this arm lock and I'm relaxed here, he starts to stack me, I'm going to be in all types of trouble. So as soon as I'm able to get my legs around his head and his body, I always like to lift my hips off the ground right away, so if Cyborg tries to get close to me now, his arm's already stretched. So let's do this from one more angle. So, right here, guys, getting a good grip, making that pocket on the gi, so he can't get away from me. Hand on the lapel, I'm nice and tight with my leg. Up against his body, I'm going to swing my head in the same direction that his arm is pointing, and I'm going to lock the guard up around his shoulder. Making sure that he can't get close to me here, guys. Keeping him away with my fist at all times. Now just a quick push and pull. I'm going to push his arm, give a little shove to his neck. Right away, guys, see how my hips aren't on the ground already? Now I can slide and finish my arm lock.
What makes a difference on the techniques, guys, is the details. Okay, so make sure you look through all the details that Jake showed, because, man, for real, it makes a huge difference.
Okay guys, the next position we're going to do is going to incorporate the back take that we did earlier with the arm lock that I just showed. These two positions were great in combination, and I really think you're going to like them. So let's do it full speed first, and then we're going to break it down. So let's break it down, guys. So basically what we're going to do is just combine the two moves that we previously did, the arm lock and the back take. So when I'm here, I'm going to just focus on all my grips, okay? Get into my sleeve grip, my lapel grip, and I'm going to start to work the arm lock that we just worked. When Cyborg starts to stack me, guys, right away, I've got to switch hands. So my free hand here, I've got to get a hold of his arm, and my backhand has to go right to his ankle here. Now the same idea, guys. I'm going to start to come out. I use my hand and my head. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take my left leg and I need to swing it around Cyborg's body. One movement here. I'm going to land a little bit on the side, guys. So if I can, I'm going to pull my knee toward you, and I want to square up to get both my hooks. Let's do one more angle. So same idea. We're here, we're attacking a good arm lock, we got our grips. When he starts to stack me right away, I've got to switch my hands. This hand here, guys, it's got to go to his far leg, and I've got to slide right at the back hole here. Once I get to here, guys, use my hands, start to posture up, and now look, I'm going to readjust, take the back, and get my 4 points. Okay guys, the next move we're going to get into works great with the move that we just worked. It's a rolling armbar. So you can't seem to readjust your hips to get your hooks, both your hooks in. A lot of times you're going to attack that rolling armbar right away. So we're going to do the same type of attack, arm lock to back take, and then we're going to go into a rolling armbar from there. So let's break it down, guys. So, same idea. I've come in, I got my grips on the sleeve, here on his neck. I start to attack my armbar. He starts to stack me right away, so same idea. I've got to switch this hand, go under the leg, and now as I start to come out around, guys, Look, I'm gonna grab his pant leg right here, and my shin's gonna go to the back of his head. At the same time, I'm gonna push him down, pull this. Look, his arm is already stretched, guys. So once I get to here, I'm just gonna bring my leg over, finish my arm lock. So one more time, guys, let's break it down, all the details. So, same idea. Let's switch around this way so you guys can get a bit of a different angle. So same thing, I've got my grips here, guys. Sleeve, collar. Going for a nice tight arm lock. He starts to defend right away. I'm gonna switch this grip, and look, guys, into this space right here. I start to scoot out. Look, right away, I've already come to his pants. My shin is already at the back of his head, so as I kick in, I want to give a good pull on this leg, and I'm going to start to stretch his arm out to finish my rolling arm bar. The next technique we're going to work is a wrist lock from the close guard. I just learned this move as a black belt, and it's really complementing my game a lot. There's a couple of little details that are going to make a lot of difference in the move. I'm going to pass those on to you guys now. So let's do it fast one time, and then we're going to break it down. So let's break this down, guys. What I like to do to sell the technique here is a lot of times this guy gets this grip. If I pull away right away and I don't let him get a firm grip on my gi, it's going to be tough. Another thing, I always have to look how the grip is. I can finish the wrist lock if his grip is this way, but if he grips my gi with his fingers in, this makes the wrist lock even tighter. So this is a prime time to do it. So I want to do, guys, look, I don't want to go for his wrist right away. If I go for Cyborg's wrist, he's going to see what I'm doing. He's going to let go of my sleeve or pull away. So guys, when he gets that strong grip, what I like to do, I like to pull here so he really gets his grip firm. He doesn't want to lose my grip. Now what I want to do, guys, with my left hand is I want to pull his elbow in line with my body. Now what I have to do is I have to grab right on top of his thumb, just like this. So once I do that, I have to do everything at one time. I've got to make this to the center, I've got to pull this, and now what I have to do is lock my guard up around his shoulder. So we'll turn this way so you guys can see. Here, 1, 2. Now what I want to do, guys, is his elbow is trapped. So guys, when I'm here, I can keep a hold of this, and I'm going to make a good pressure to finish the wrist lock. Let's do it from this angle as well. Same idea. He's got a hold of my sleeve. I don't want to show him exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to go, oh, do this where he pulls his hand away. When I'm here, guys, look, pulling this away, making sure that his grip is nice and firm. When I come, I'm going to pull this into the center. Guys, at the same time, my hand has to come to here. I've got to put my foot onto his hip, make sure the guard is over top of his shoulder, and now, guys, his arm has nowhere to go. This is a shoulder lock and a wrist lock at the same time because I'm putting outward pressure on his shoulder as I bend down. Just here, guys.
Good position and a surprise attack too. Everybody holds on to that sleeve, especially when they want to stand up to pass. Everybody always leave that hand there, and what I said, no, you try to pull it off and fake it, everybody gonna grab there. It's gonna be a good move.
Okay guys, the next move we're going to work on is a reverse Kimura shoulder lock. This move works really, really well. A lot of people think you need a lot of flexibility to do this move, but if your hips are at the right angle, you can lock this in pretty easy. So let's do it fast one time, and then we're going to break it down. So here, guys, let's break this down. Once I'm here, my opponent is low, and I don't feel like I can get in a good attacking position. What I'm going to start to do is push his hand. If his hand is on the floor here, guys, his arm will be close to a 90-degree angle, so it's going to be good for me to lock this move in. What I want to do is, like I said, a lot of my attacks from the close guard, I can't be flat on my back. So I start to slide into position, and look, I want to bring him forward and I want to lift his hand up if I can to lock in almost like a Kimura on the opposite side. What I want to do here, guys, is there's going to be a space here. So once I let this go, I'm going to be able to bring this up, bring my foot into this space. Right away, guys, I like to make a grip just on his arm. Once I've got into here, it's going to be really hard for him to get his arm away. So once I have my grip on his sleeve, look, 1, 2, 3. Now, I want to start to bring this down, bring this up, and if I can, guys, look, I'm going to come to this part of his arm. Some people are much more flexible than others, so you might have someone tapping here. Other people, you might bring their arm almost to their back. Just depends on their flexibility. When you guys are practicing this home, make sure to do it slow, make sure not to hurt your partner. Let's do it from another angle. So same idea, guys. Here, I'm going to bring him down. I'm going to push his arm away. Once this hand comes up, I want to slide, and I want to make sure that I can lock this into here, guys. Look, there's going to be a little pocket here for my foot to go in, but I can't be flat on my back. I get my foot in, making my grip right away. Hand coming to the back of his neck. I'm throwing this over. Now watch, I want to push this down to here, and if I can, guys, look, grabbing the back of his hand, close to his wrist. This can also be placed on his elbow just to control him. You're going to tap him with a shoulder lock. Okay guys, the next move we're going to work is how to set up a triangle if you're not able to completely get yourself into the reverse Kimura position that we were just working, sliding your foot into that hole. A lot of times the guy's going to expose himself for an easy triangle. So both these attacks work really, really well in combination together. Let's do it fast first, and then we're going to start to break it down. Let's start to break it down, guys. So when I get into that Kimura position, when I start to lock my hands into place, a lot of times I'm going to be able to get that space to bring my leg all the way through. So when I'm here, I start to lock this up. His weight is down on me already. I start to push my hands to lock this up. A lot of times, guys, right here I can start to throw the triangle. Just put my foot on the floor, my back foot right here, and look, slide. His hands are going to come to this space. And right away, I've got to jump this. As soon as I can lock this, I want to lock just the guard around his shoulders first. A lot of times, especially if his hand is hooked around my hip, a lot of people have a hard time crossing this arm over. What I want to do right away is my hips can't be dead in the water. I've got to get my hips off the ground right away. Up as high as I can. Start to bring this over to the other side. And guys, don't open up the triangle here yet. When I'm here, my foot is going to go straight to his hip. And look, there's always got to be connection. I've always got to have a hold of my shin. So that I have him locked up while I scoot my hips away to lock up my triangle. Here, pull the head down, and finish our triangle. Let's do one more angle. So same idea, guys. He's down on me. I'm locking up the reverse Kimura. Here, I don't feel I can get my foot in right away. What I want to do, I'm going to push his hand in here, guys. At the same time, I'm going to throw that. Now look, if his arm is here, I'm having a hard time to cross his arm over. Right away, I've got to lift my hips up. Over, crossing his arm. Look, tight. There doesn't want to be space here. If I open this up, it's going to be very easy for a birder to get out. So, no space, grabbing my shin. I'm scooting my butt towards you guys. I'm going to lock the triangle up. Pull the head and tap our opponent. Okay guys, the next position we're going to work on is the closed guard windmill. That's the name that I gave it. I've heard a lot of people call it different names. That's the name that I've always called it since I was a blue belt. I've had a ton of success with this move from purple all the way to black. So I'm really excited to show you guys the details. I'm sure it's gonna work for you. So let's do it full speed once, and then we're gonna break it down. So let's break this down, guys. This technique, a lot of the details are on timing. So the basic grips and the mechanics of the move are pretty simple, but doing them at the right time is going to make the move either work or not work. So guys, right away, I like to get a good grip. For this, I don't like to grip this way because I find it's easy for Roberto to roll and break his hand on the grip. So I always like to grip like a pistol grip right here. My other hand, guys, we'll turn around so you guys can see where it's going to be. Just on the outside of his pants, okay? So what happens here, guys, a lot of times I don't know which way the guy's gonna break. So a lot of times I'll feel him out. So if Roberto goes to put this knee in right away, maybe I have a hold of his sleeve. Here, I'm not gonna try to sweep him right away. I'm gonna scoop my butt into position, and now I know that he's gonna put this knee in the middle so I can anticipate his movement. When he does, I'm gonna make my grip, and I have to pull him forward, and now look, at the same time, I want to pull him forward and throw him this way. My hand, once I get him light, is just going to help me finish the sweep. So here and mount. I'll get 2 for the sweep and then 4 for the mount. So I'll get 6 points total. Let's do it one more time. So same idea, guys. A lot of times I'll get this grip or I'll get both my grips. And I'm going to see which knee he's going to put in the middle first. So when he's here, I know right away. Now look, instead of staying here and fighting him with my legs to see who's stronger, I'm gonna pop my butt up, get in a neutral position. And now I'm waiting for him to put that knee in the middle. So when he goes to do it again, as soon as his weight is forward, that's when I need to pull him forward. And now, guys, on an angle as well. Here, open my guard up, and finish my sweep.
Jake, show that little detail that you do when the guy pushes too much that you push the rock. That was really good, okay? He has a great detail that he does, like truly like he has a great timing for this position, and he has a really nice detail that I'm gonna show right now to you guys that makes a huge difference too.
Sometimes what happens, guys, is if you can't seem to break that posture here when Roberto goes, it's because he's so far back. So a lot of times if he's here and he goes to bring his knee in, I can't get him because he's so far back. What I like to do now, guys, I readjust my hips a little bit, and look, both my hands are gonna come to the floor. The thing is, guys, a lot of times when I teach this, I see people try to push him straight back. I need to push him at an angle, the same way that I'm talking about the sweep. I wanna sweep him on an angle. So when I do this move, when all his weight is backwards, guys, look, I put my hands here, and I do this. A lot of times this works really good, because when he comes back, I have my grips to sweep already, you know? I can come here, and come attack my sweep again. If you can get both of these things, guys, working together, they work really good. Just remember for your hand placement, it's not like a bridge. I don't want to have my hands this way. When I post on a mat, my hands, I'm going to look at my palms almost. So when I'm here, when Roberto's face back and I don't feel like I can sweep him, look, my hands are coming to here. I'm looking at my palms, down to the floor, and then remember, on an angle. So here, and this is going to be really good for all of our attacks in the close guard game, because now I can boom, pull him back, break his posture. I can go to some of the back attacks, any of our sweeps. This is going to be really instrumental for you guys to put in your close guard game.
Have fun.
The next move, guys, we're going to work is a sweep I call over the top. Inspired by the film by Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top, over arm wrestling. I use this move many times to beat Roberto in arm wrestles, so I use it in jiu-jitsu as well. I'm sure Sylvester...
between arm wrestling, he used both of his arms. In your legs, Jake Mackenzie.
He's lying. I beat him many times before with a signature technique. 1, 2, 3. So if Sylvester Stallone was a jiu-jitsu fighter, I'm sure he would do this sweep. So let's do a full speed first once, guys, and then I'm going to break it down. So we're here, guys. This is a nice simple sweep, but it's got a couple of details that are gonna make a big difference. So this, a lot like the closed guard windmill, is based a lot on timing. So my grips are gonna stay the same, but the sweep is either gonna work or not work depending on how good my timing is. The more you practice this, the better your timing is gonna get and the more success you're gonna have with it. So guys, first of all, whenever the guy's arms are here, if my grips are here, if he starts digging his elbows into my legs, this is gonna hurt, okay? And eventually he's gonna open my guard. So guys, as soon as the guy does this, what I do right away is I make 2 cups right here. As soon as his hands come in, a lot of times I just try to fight my hands into this space. So when Roberto goes to put this, look, I've got my hands in here already to defend. Now the thing is, look, I can open him here as well. I wanna go 1, open him up. Now guys, look, I make 2 grips on the outside so I can utilize this to open him to break his posture. So when he comes back here, he's in a position to open my guard. He wants to stand up. Now it's gonna be easy for me to open him. Another thing, guys, look, when Roberto's here, there's gonna be a split second where he's looking down towards me. If I let him get straight here, I'm gonna miss the sweep. If he goes straight up, I've already missed my timing to sweep him. He's gonna open my guard. So when I'm here, guys, look, I've gotta open his arms, at the same time, I need to try to shoot my butt underneath his legs. Here, guys, and I wanna direct him over top of one of my shoulders. 1, 2, now look, I wanna use my knees and finish my sweep. So one more time, guys. So guys, make sure when I'm here, you know, if I have to, look, open him up, get my elbows here, get my hands so he can't be in here. So watch, I open him up, he goes to put his arms back, he can't hurt me now with his elbows. And now guys, when I pull him out, he can make a really good grip. So if he tries to stand up here, right away, I've got to get used to right here. My butt has to shoot underneath, I've got to open him up, and my knees have to come together. Okay, so here, what I want to do is look, here, I'm going to finish my sweep. Another type of variation, guys, that you can do for the over-the-top sweep is around his knees. You're going to do this when the guy stands up in a bit of a more narrow base. So you've got to be looking to see how his legs are. You're obviously not going to do this move if the guy's in a really wide base. So when your partner stands up, if you see that his feet are a little bit closer together, this move works really well. I'm going to show it once on Roberto, and then we're going to break it down. So guys, this is the same principles as the over-the-top sweep. Now, all I want to do is close the guard around his knees. So when I'm here, my same grip so I can open him up. When Roberto starts to stand up here, guys, I can't wait. Okay? As soon as I feel that his knees come a little bit closer together, I like to do this. I do this always with my head on the floor. Look, 1, I slide this down, and now look, my legs are going to come out here, and I pinch my knees together. I have some options here. I can either throw him straight over the top, where I'm going to pull my knees in and throw him over his shoulder, or a lot of times, guys, I can throw him to the side as well, just depending on how his base is. If Roberto really squats his butt down really hard here, it's going to be hard for me to pull him up over the top. So if I'm here, look, a lot of times I can knock him to the side to sweep him, or we'll show from a different angle how you can throw him right over the shoulder as well. So here, guys, same grips. Our partner stands up, he's in a bit of a more narrow base, so watch, my head's on the floor, look, I'm just going to slide my legs, boom, lock them around. Now guys, I have to pull him forward, and make sure, guys, when you're training this with your partner, that he tucks his head and rolls, because it's never going to be good if I throw Roberto right on top of his shoulder. Watch, I'm here, and I can throw him over to the side, or straight over the top. Okay guys, the next couple moves we're going to get into the series are going to be all from the omoplata. I've got a certain setup that I really like to use for the omoplata with some different grips that I've had a lot of success with. Let me do it one time fast to show you guys, and then we're going to break it down, explain all the details, and then we're going to get into some different variations as well. So guys, I'm going to do this from this angle so you're going to get a good view of what I'm doing. Look, I want to grab in behind his tricep. The reason why is if I grab on Roberto's sleeve here, it's very easy for him to close his elbow here. So for me to expose his arm, now it's going to be hard for me to get in a omoplata position. So guys, I always like to grab right in behind the tricep, okay? So I can keep him open. Other thing too guys, look, my hand is going to be here. So watch, when I pull this open, a lot of times I have to get a little kick. So if his elbow's closed, to pull that open. Now look here guys, I'm gonna slide my knee and here's a shield onto his chest, but I don't always wanna have my knee over top of my arm. And the reason why is if I go, here, if he starts to, or my knee's inside, if he starts to bring his weight on top of me, he's gonna crush me, he's gonna pass my guard. So guys, always watch. Here, so if he tries to crush me down now, it's gonna be much harder. I have my elbow and my knee helping. What I like to do here, guys, is I like to give a little kick here, because a lot of times the guy's going to be worried about his base. When I give that kick, a lot of times he starts to bring his base back. When he does that, watch. I'm going to pull this, I'm going to fist to the throat, start to lock my omoplata. A lot of times, guys, I stay on this lapel. But just for the sake of the first variation, we're going to let go of this. I'm going to come to the belt. Look, my hand's going to start to come out. Here, I'm going to bring my foot up to scoop my hips. 1, 2, my leg comes back. We finish the omoplata. So here guys, same thing. Grip on the back of the tricep, 1, 2. Look, my knee is sliding up over top of my elbow. Right away guys, I'm not trying to sweep him, I'm just gonna extend this leg, just off balance him almost as a fake. So watch, I kick this way, when he comes back, look, fist, locking this up. Guys, further on in our series, I'm going to use this grip here to go into different attacks. But just for the sake of the first move, look, I'm going to let go, hand on the ground, I'm going to scoot my hips away really quick, and now look, I'm going to sit up into it to get my omoplata. I bring this to here, I'm going to bring my knee forward and finish the move. Okay guys, we're going to get another variation from the omoplata. This is a triangle setup that I use a lot off the omoplata, and it's my favorite way to set up the triangle. You're going to have a really good grip on the lapel, so it's going to give you a lot of momentum to swing on the triangle. It's something that works great for me, I hope it works for you as well. Okay guys, let's break this down. So, swing around here so you guys can get a good view. It's gonna happen a lot of the times guys, watch. Same grip, same setup, coming into here. 1, 2, when I give this kick, when he starts to come back with his weight, look, 1, 2, now look, this time, a lot of times guys, I keep my foot just about here. And the reason why is because if Roberto starts to posture, he can't get too high. When he does start to posture, guys, look, I'm going to open my legs up, and look, this is just going to pull me out. I'm going to go 1, 2, okay? So I can either finish an orthodox triangle here, just 1, 2, sliding over, 3, or now in our second angle, I'm going to show you a different triangle you can also finish. So, same idea, guys. We're here in our grips, I'm sliding into place, I'm kicking off, balancing as he comes back. 1, 2. My calf is over top of his head, and when he starts to posture, look, I'm gonna pull myself into this position. Say if he stays here, guys, and I don't feel like he's too big, I can't lock on my triangle. Another thing I can do, if I can't lock my triangle and keep my guards closed here, what I want to do is I want to pull him forward here on the inside, and I want to grab my hands. I want to squeeze everything in here. This side is going to cut off his carotid artery on this side, and his shoulder pushing into him is going to cut off the other side. So watch. And here again, guys, biggest thing, I got to pull him forward. 1, hands to the side, and finish this modified triangle as well. Okay guys, the next move we're going to get to is arm lock variation off the omoplata. This is great when the guy tries to posture up. If you guys can get the timing to get this move to work, it's a great move, and a lot of people don't expect it, so I think it's going to work a lot in your game. Let's do it fast one time, and then we're going to start to break it down. So let's break this down, guys. Same thing. Same grip, same omoplata setup. I'm here, 1, 2, I've off balance my opponent when he comes back. Here, this. Now guys, look, I want to pull his arm out a little bit while he starts to posture his neck up. Now look, the biggest thing is my foot has to start to slide this way. And look, this foot's going to come off so it's not in the way. When I'm here, guys, look, I'm going to use his neck as a base. Here, I'm going to start to lift my hips up, and I want to turn my shin completely onto his neck. Here. And now look, guys, this arm lock is great because it's already very straight his arm. Any little push here, I'm going to get him to tap already. So, one more time, guys, look. Here, boom, I've got it in my grips. I'm going to kick him over this way. As he starts to readjust his base and coming back, I'm going to start to lock my omoplata in. As he starts to posture here, guys, 2 things that are super important. I have to start to pull his arm out of this hole, and also look, guys, this foot here can't be in the way. So look, I gotta go 1, 2, and as I come here, my hips have to be off the ground. I'm gonna turn and finish my arm lock. Guys, the next move we're going to work is a great arm lock and it's off the omoplata sweep. So we're going to get into the omoplata, we're going to sweep, and then we're going to go into an arm lock. I really wanted to show this move in my series because one of my best friends, Ricardo Noguera, he's helped me in my jiu-jitsu from blue all the way to black belt, and he's actually the reason why I know Roberto. He brought me to Roberto. I became friends with Roberto as a blue belt, and it's thanks to him. I know all the guys here in Fight Sports, and I've been here. So I really want to put one of his moves in my series. Let's get started right away. Let's break it down, guys. Got a good grip on his sleeve, going into his lapel, getting my knee over top. And what I'm going to do is the same setup we've been working for the last couple of moves. I'm going to kick him over, and as he comes back, I'm going to jump into my omoplata. Now, guys, I don't want to attack the triangle, the arm lock. I want to go right into the sweep so I can get on top, get my points, and then submit my opponent. So, guys, I'm making sure this is pushed towards my hip, so this isn't sliding around out of control. Here, I'm going to sweep my opponent. Guys, now we're going to turn so you're going to get a good angle in the arm lock. The reason why I'm going to attack this arm lock is if his arm stays here, I can just roll into him and go right back to the omoplata. In this position, he's brought his arm over to the other side to kill my roll. Super important. Nice tight grip. right in his elbow and making sure that my elbow is tight here to lock his arm into place. What I want to do now is hand on the ground, and I want to spin, and as I spin, my foot has to lock right underneath his neck. I'm going to bring this up, start to spin, right here guys, right underneath the neck. Now, at the same time, as soon as I lock this up, I've got to pull this into my hip and throw my other leg across so I can finish the arm lock. So one more time, guys. We're getting into our sweeping position. I kick him off balance. Right away, I want to sweep. I'm going to throw him forward. Here. Guys, we're going to spin around so you can see the arm lock again. So in this position, if his arm's this way, I can re-roll into the omoplata. He's put his arm here, so I can't do that. Now what I want to do, look. Good grip on the elbow here. My elbow's closed as well. Hand down to the floor, and as I spin, my right foot wants to go right under his neck. At the same time, guys, I'm going to do this fast so you can see how it works. My left leg wants to go over his face so I can finish the arm lock. So here, and I finish my arm bar. This is just a continuation of the last move we did. I'm going to show a counter if your opponent's able to defend the arm lock. This is something I started doing just a little while ago. I started putting it in my game. I've been having a lot of success with it, and I hope it works for you guys as well. So guys, as you can see, I'm just going to take the back while my opponent tries to sit up on the arm lock. I'm going to show a couple of the details on how to time that attack, and we'll get in depth with it right now. So, same position we've been using, the omoplata setup. The back of the arm, knee always over the top of the elbow. I'm going to off balance them, bring into the omoplata. This, I'm going right to my sweep, right away. And now we're in the same position. I'm going to turn so you guys can see what I'm going to do. So, same thing as the arm lock. His arm is over here. I'm going to attack the arm lock the same way we've been working. Nice good grip, foot under the neck. Now the difference is, a lot of times when this happens, look, I'm going to go into here, underneath. He's going to start to sit up right away. He does, look, his arm is already crossed. So as he sits, all I have to do, I'm going to scoot my butt this way and bring my leg over in this direction. So when he goes to do this, sits up, I'm going to take the back. So one more time. Here guys, we're getting into the same position we were working, and now watch. Hand on the ground, I'm spinning into this move, and look, as soon as he starts to sit up, I can't wait. Here, throw my leg over, taking the back, getting my 4 points, and looking for a choke as well. Okay? First things first, just like in the first series we worked on the half guard, the first thing I showed was how to pull the half guard and some basic positioning tips that you want to do once you get into the position. I want to cover that for the close guard as well. Pulling the close guard can be a little bit trickier because you have to get both your legs around your partner's waist. In the half guard, it's much easier for me to sit down and close a triangle on his foot. How I like to pull the close guard, guys, is a little bit different. So when Roberto's in his base, for me it doesn't really matter which foot he has in the front. I'm going to do it the same way. If I'm here, I don't like to let him get his grips on me right away. I like to get my grips first. So I'm going to stay away from him. What I like to do a lot of the times, guys, is if I just go for this grip all the time, it's going to be easy for him to just get away from me. So a lot of times, I get in this, I'm going to use my bottom hand, not even to grab his gi, but just to tap his gi open. And a lot of times, that's where his attention is going to go. So if I go 1, 2, now look, I like to pull him forward to off base him, and as soon as I can get him to step, is when I'm going to try to pull the guard around him. So when I'm here in my base, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right into a good close guard. Again, guys, 2, look, I'm going to grab, shake it. As soon as I can get that forward moment, his motion going forward, that's when I want to pull the guard. So one more time. Another thing, guys, that you can do too, that I like to do to set up my guard pull, is you can get the guy thinking about his feet at all, you know? If I'm here, maybe Roberto has his foot in the middle, a lot of times I might try to foot sweep him, but not even to take him down, just to get him thinking about what I want to do. So if I'm here, he's got his grips on me, I break this grip off. Here, a lot of times when I break his balance, it gives me a great guard pull right away. And I can close that guard in him very easy. So there's a couple thoughts for you to think about on how to pull the guard. Maybe distract him with a foot attack, or feinting for his legs, or tap that gi open, start to shake him forward. When his weight starts to come forward, it's going to be very easy for you to close that guard on him.